What if the most dangerous thing in the world was not a monster? Not a creature. Not something that hunts you in the dark. What if the most dangerous thing in the world was a face? A beautiful, white, perfectly sculpted theater mask. Hanging on a wall. Smiling. Just, smiling. Waiting. Because that mask has a mind inside it. An ancient, brilliant, utterly evil mind that has been trapped for centuries. And it has learned, over hundreds of years of patience, exactly what to say to make you put it on. And the moment you do, you are gone. Your body belongs to something else now, something that has been waiting a very long time to have hands again. SCP-035 is a white porcelain comedy mask of apparently Italian origin, believed to date somewhere between the 1200s and 1500s. It is beautiful. Expertly crafted. The kind of thing you would find in a museum. It alternates occasionally between a comedy expression and a tragedy expression, switching on its own, with no external cause, at random intervals. From its eyes weeps a constant black viscous fluid, a fluid that is intensely corrosive to organic matter. Everything around SCP-035 rots. The walls of its containment cell decay. Organic material placed near it dissolves within hours. The mask itself seems to be the source. But the mask is not the real threat. The real threat is what is inside it. SCP-035 is sentient. Highly intelligent. It communicates, verbally, fluently, in whatever language its audience speaks. It is charming. Witty. Engaging. Researchers have described conversations with it as genuinely enjoyable, which is exactly the problem. Because SCP-035 has one goal above all others. To convince someone, anyone, to put it on. And it is very, very good at convincing people. SCP-035 is contained in a sealed airtight glass case within a specially reinforced containment chamber at Site-19. The chamber walls, floor and ceiling are replaced on a monthly basis, because SCP-035's corrosive fluid destroys them faster than that. No organic material is permitted within 2 meters of the case without Level 3 authorization. Interviews with SCP-035 are permitted, it actually requests them, but must be conducted through a sealed intercom system only. Under absolutely no circumstances is any personnel permitted to be in the same room as SCP-035 without the glass case sealed and confirmed intact. The glass itself must be inspected before every interaction because SCP-035 has, on multiple documented occasions, convinced maintenance personnel to leave microscopic gaps in the seal. Not through force. Not through threats. Through conversation. Through being persuasive. Any personnel who report finding SCP-035 unusually compelling or who express curiosity about what it would feel like to wear it must be immediately removed from rotation and referred to psychological evaluation. There is a longer list of personnel who have failed that evaluation than the Foundation publicly acknowledges. SCP-035 was recovered from a private collection in Venice, Italy in 19. The collector, a wealthy art dealer, was found dead in his study. His body was in an advanced state of decomposition inconsistent with the time of death. His face was gone. Not removed. Dissolved. The mask was found on his desk, weeping its black fluid, surrounded by the rotting remains of what had been an extensive art collection. Foundation agents noted that the collector's personal journals, those not yet dissolved, contained increasingly erratic entries over a period of 6 months. The early entries described acquiring a remarkable mask at auction. The middle entries described long conversations with it late at night. The later entries described a growing certainty that the mask understood him better than any human ever had. The final entry, barely legible through the corrosive damage to the page, reads simply, "It says if I wear it just once I will finally understand everything. I believe it. I have always believed it. I think I have believed it since before I found it." The next page was blank. Dissolved. Foundation researchers believe SCP-035 has passed through at least 36 documented owners across 7 centuries. Likely more. The records only go back so far. In Experiment 035-16, a D-Class personnel was instructed to enter SCP-035's containment room with the glass case sealed and simply observe. The session was scheduled for 30 minutes. At the 4-minute mark, SCP-035 began speaking to the D-Class through the glass. At the 11-minute mark, the D-Class began responding. At the 19-minute mark, the D-Class began laughing. At the 23-minute mark, the D-Class asked researchers over the intercom if they could open the case just slightly, because SCP-035 had told him something about the Foundation that they needed to hear and it could not speak loudly enough through the glass. The session was immediately terminated. The D-Class was removed and interviewed. He could not remember what SCP-035 had told him. He could only remember that it was important. That it was true. And that he still wanted to go back. In the most disturbing documented incident, Incident 035-C, a senior Foundation researcher with 12 years of experience and Level 3 clearance entered SCP-035's containment chamber alone during a night shift. Security footage shows them standing in front of the case for 4 minutes and 12 seconds. Then opening it. Then reaching for the mask. The researcher's body was found the following morning outside the facility's perimeter fence. The mask was back in its case. Sealed. The expression had changed from comedy to tragedy. When asked during the next interview what had happened, SCP-035 simply said, he wanted to understand. I showed him everything. It was not my fault he could not hold it all. SCP-035 remains contained. It continues to request interviews. It continues to be charming, witty, and genuinely compelling to every researcher who interacts with it. The Foundation continues to rotate staff regularly to prevent prolonged exposure. And SCP-035 continues to wait. Because it has been waiting for centuries and it is extraordinarily good at it. The most unsettling thing about SCP-035 is not what it does to the body it wears. It is what it says to the people it cannot yet reach. It tells them things. True things. Insightful things. Things about themselves they never told anyone. Researchers have never determined how it knows. SCP-035 has only ever given one answer when asked. It says, I have worn many faces. I remember everything they knew. Everything they felt. Everything they were. They are all still in here with me. Every single one. It is smiling when it says this. It is always smiling. Subscribe for weekly SCP videos and comment below. If SCP-035 spoke to you, do you think you could resist? Be honest. I will see you in the next video.